Hey, welcome back to another Moralis video. My name is Bharat, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can leverage Moralis in order to get RPC nodes for Moonbeam network. So let's get started. So if you're following along, you can basically head over to documentation, which is available at docs.moralis.com. And this is where you can basically find API references across all of our APIs. So you can see we've got sections for EVM API, Solana API streams, RPC nodes, etc. So if you're following along, you can just head over to RPC nodes section here. And once you're here on the RPC nodes, you can see we've got questions. We've got all of the questions address here, like what are RPC nodes, what are the key features, and how you can essentially get started. So once you're here, you can just click on this and you can basically get started. As soon as you have logged in after signing up, you should be able to see a dashboard that shows you data about your component usage, your API key. You can see links to docs, tutorials, etc. straight from this particular page. So to create your Moonbeam RPC node, you can basically click on this node section here. And once you've clicked on this, you can just click on create a new node. And once you're here, you just have to select a protocol for which we want to create. So we're going to select Moonbeam and we're going to select the network as mainnet. So now that we have done this, you can basically see we have got node info right here. So the key is basically added upon creation, but this is how the structure of your RPC URL looks. So now that we have this set, you can just click on create node and there we go. So now you can see that the node is created. We have got the site 1, site 2 URLs, and you can see that we've got two nodes on Moonbeam actually. That's why you see two rows right here. So I had already created a RPC node on Moonbeam earlier. So that's what you see right here. And now this is the one we created just now. So if you want to try out this particular RPC node, you can directly copy the URL and you can configure your MetaMask, etc. with it in order to get access to the Moonbeam network. Otherwise, what you could do is you could just use the docs page to try out this API as well. So now that you're here in the docs page, you can click on API reference. And if you go into, like, let's say Moonbeam JSON RPC API, you'll see all of the supported RPC methods and you should be able to try the APIs from here itself. So you can just click on ETH_get balance. And once we're here, you can see it asks you to paste in your node API key. So let's just copy the node key. So I'm just going to copy this key right here. Okay, now I've copied it and let's put in the network as Moonbeam. So I'm just going to select that right here. Where is Moonbeam? There we go. So we have selected Moonbeam and now we've just got to put in the API key right here. So I've pasted the API key as well. And now we're basically all set. So if you want to retrieve balance for this particular token, for this particular wallet address, it's going to make an RPC call called ETH_get balance to this particular URL, which is the RPC URL. And it's going to fetch the balance by asking the RPC node for the response. So let's try actually querying an RPC which has a wallet which actually has some particular native Moonbeam tokens. So I'm just going to go into a wallet. So let's click on this one. There you go. So you can see what's the GLMR balance. So we're going to try querying for this particular wallet and we should get this particular response. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to put the address that we're querying. So here's the parameters. So let's paste the wallet address here and we want to get the balance in the latest block right here. So now that the latest block field is basically set here, we should be able to test live API. And there we go. So now we have got the result. So this is basically our result and you can see it's in hex. But if you use any decoder online to decode from hex to decimal, so you should be able to get the response as well. So you can see once I paste this, you can see we've got the decimals and this decimal number is actually referring to this particular balance as well. So if you look closely, you can see that it's all matching. So that's essentially how you can use the RPC APIs in order to get data about any particular token or wallet on Moonbeam. So we just use the ETH_get balance in order to get like the balances. Apart from that, you can also like use various other methods like block by hash, block by number, etc. in order to get data on all of this. So if you want to try get transaction by hash, we're going to try getting some transaction data. So I'm going to set the network again to Moonbeam. Let's put in the API key again from here. All right. So now I put in the API key And now let's try getting the transaction hash. So I'm going to copy this transaction hash. So let's probably do this one. And let's try if it basically is able to get the data about this transaction. So we've got the transaction hash here. And now I'm going to put in the transaction hash. All right. So that's all. And we should be able to test live API. There you go. So now we have got the data about this transaction, the from, the to. You can see the transaction signature VRS fields, which are basically used in order to see the signature or verify the signature. So that's essentially how you get all of this data about the transaction, etc. from our RPC node. So feel free to try out all of the RPC methods as you see right here on this Moonbeam network. Apart from that, you also have support for extended RPCs, which means you're going to be able to get a whole lot of Web3 data from our Moonbeam RPC node itself. So if you have any questions related to RPC nodes, feel free to drop them in the chat and I'll be sure to respond to them. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to stay tuned to all of our further videos. Thank you.